Morning, Christine Regan Lake here. Hope all is well. Today I wanted to talk to you about emotional incest. So what is emotional incest? Well, it's not sexual. Emotional incest happens when a parent turns to one of their children and places upon them the expectation that that child is supposed to meet their emotional needs. They basically place the responsibilities that would normally reside upon their intimate partner, their husband, their wife, or whatever, and turns it and places that responsibility on their child. They start talking to the child about topics that are completely inappropriate. They're asking advice on emotional issues, marital issues. They're looking for the child to meet their needs emotionally. They are forcing the child into an adult role that is inappropriate for them. The problem with this is that it really messes with the child because it's inappropriate. It is forcing upon them a responsibility that is really for the level of an adult. The child can't handle those kinds of questions or meet those kinds of needs. And beyond that, it's just inappropriate for you to place that expectation on a child and your child, any child, but specifically your child, in terms of having them try to meet your needs. So what this does is it creates within the child dysfunction in the sense that it creates incredible pressure. It can lead children to, eating disorders, self-harm, sexual challenges in their intimate relationships. It is dysfunctional, and you are placing upon a child a responsibility that is far too heavy for them to carry, that is completely inappropriate in the family dynamics for a child to have to meet the needs of the parent. And it's just unfair, and it will create lifelong problems in the relationship, in the parent-child relationship. Additionally, moving forward, for the child who's been placed in that situation, they're going to have dysfunctional relationships in their circle because they've not been modeled. They haven't been modeled how to have healthy relationships with peers, with their children. More than likely, then they're going to turn around and do the same thing to their children. It's very dysfunctional. It is harmful to the child's psyche, to their emotional well-being, and it's unfair. So why does this happen? Why would a parent turn to their child to try to get their emotional needs met? This typically happens in a relationship, in a family dynamic where that spouse is not getting their emotional needs met. They're feeling lonely. That loneliness drives them to turn then inappropriately to their children, to have their children fill their cup, to fill their cup of loneliness, fill their cup of lack of self-love. And, what is very common is that this parent, it's kind of like this narcissistic supply, if you're familiar with what that term means. So basically, a narcissist has to have other people meet their needs, right? So it's kind of like this black hole, a vortex of need where you're constantly needing to be reaffirmed. You're needing to be proven that that the people love you, and that you're worthy. And because you don't have that self-worth within you, what that person does not have that self-worth within them, they constantly need other people to fill it up for them so that they feel enough. So then they try to suck it there. It's like almost like being a vampire to their children, and they feed off of their children's affection and attention and things like that. And it really robs the child of their own ability to stand in their own truth, stand in their own, shine in their own light, be their own, ray of sunshine, and stand in the fullness of who they are, because they're constantly having to putting aside their own personal needs to feed the needs of this narcissistic parent who cannot feed their own selves. If you cannot fill your own cup, then you try to force the people around you to fill it for you. placing your emotional needs upon your children and having them have to fill your cup is completely inappropriate. It's dysfunctional and will cause ripples of dysfunction moving forward in their intimate personal relationships, in the relationship that they're going to have with their children, because they did not have a healthy role model. So it's very important, if this is something that you have experienced, gone through, and you understand that you are still in that dynamic with your parent in your parent relationship. It's very important that you try to heal this wound, resolve it, start putting up healthy boundaries. So I hope you found value in that. As most of you know, I am an artist, an author, and a healer. I have a healing practice. I work one-on-one with clients. I do group coaching calls. I have workshops and things like that. If you are struggling with any of these issues of anxiety, depression, feeling, emotional challenges, and struggling with the emotions of your past, I would love to talk to you and support you on your healing journey. You can go to my website, ChristineReganLake.com, sign up for my morning nugget, or email me at cregan@redlake.tv, and I'd love to hear from you. Thanks. Bye.